Right, I've got a job to do for a customer. Let's have a look at it. Now I want that wrapping in this stuff completely to make it look good. It's a Grant Westfield tile board, multi-panel tile board. Trouble is when it comes to working with it out on the internet and including the manufacturers, Grant Westfield, very little information as to how to deal with this. It's not Formica, it's double-sided. You can't crack it like Formica. So you've got to approach it totally differently. So once I'd researched it, practiced, tested and found out, I thought I'll pass it on to you so you don't have the trouble of having to go through what I went through in order to work out how to work this stuff. So watching, let's see how we get on with it. And this is the front of the cupboard that's got to be covered in that. The doors need to come off so that I can mark around them. Reason being that if I put it over and then use the router to clean it off, if I cover it and then router it out, the router is going to take far too much material away. So what I want to do is mark it and then use the jigsaw to as clean line cut as I can, just giving it a mill overhang, and then hopefully the piece that's left will cover the door, and then glue it to the doors as well separately. Here I've got the end, side piece, so that bit there I'm concerned with. So moulding up there with that, to cover that piece, very easy. And then the top. Now the top, I'm sort of took it off straight away, found two pieces. It's only MDF, it's been coated with a bit of over veneer, very thinly. The piece I've got is more than enough to cover that, so that's good. But I don't want this much, all I want is that and to there size out of it. So I'm going to remake this out of some ply first and then bond that to it. So that should be stronger. So first thing, get that stripped down and get the thing bonded to this. First off, I've got to look at if I want this. Coming down this side will be a bath panel. It would be nice if I can get these tiles to closely coincide with each other. Because if I was tiling it, I would be making them meet and match. Okay, let's have the bath panel. So all I'll do is I'm just going to mark on the sides here where the grout lines are. And do the centre of the grout lines. And I should be able to get it somewhat close. Now on the top here, I'll be leaving it because what I'll do is when I've got the other board made and ready, is I'll put it on top and route it to that. So that when I'm assembling it and put them together, that front will be all the way to the top. them done. Just. Just enough left over the edges there to round it off when it's set. Perfect. And the door, that door again is good. Obviously I've just got to remember when I'm doing these doors that I line them up. Sure, that was good. That's good. We'll clean it. And rough dimensions, it looks quite good. Edges want trimming, but things are lined up nicely. Yes, like that, good. That's that first one done. Next I've got the top to do and that side piece to do. Get this lot routed up tomorrow once it's cured up when I get back home from work. Right, that's enough for today. Right, so that's the laminate applied to the front of the unit. You can see I've routed it out. I did it with a jigsaw first. Now, one point to note on that when you're doing it with jigsaw, coming through from the back of this tends to chip the edges very slightly, but it does chip. So starting it, because you're in the centre, starting going from this side, from the paste side, and then if you want you can split to the other side and cut the rest, because it does chip. Now, when I was saying that only the jigsaw and the router cuts it, I've since learned that also the bandsaw cuts it as well. Obviously you can't take a full sheet to the bandsaw, but if you're trimming up little bits like I did, and this is how I learnt, the bandsaw did a very nice job of it. So that's another point. Right, so the only thing I found difficult about this, because it was in separate pieces, was remembering what bits needed to overhang to catch the other cupboards. I actually ended up assembling it and realising that I'd assembled it, and when I was assembling it, realised that it wasn't working. This is a new base that I made for it, which is a multi-panel and some plywood, just to give it the thickness that I need. I am laid down like so. Next goes the side piece. Now you see on this end piece, again, I had to overlap it. Now that's a mistake. I did that one nice and smooth, put it together and realised that no, it needed to overlap. So I did it again, nice and smooth, and this time overlaps them bits. That's just so that it overlaps the timbers for the other pieces. So it goes on here, like so, and it overlaps that there. Don't have to go all the way down because the bath is there, and this is the top piece. Again, this time all it's overlapping is the thickness of the laminate. So when it goes on, it covers the edges. Oh, nice like that. Here, this one is overlapping this, and this laminate overlaps that, so that when you're looking down from the top, all you're seeing is the laminate. You're not seeing edges. That's the main thing to it. Now, the sink will sit on here. It's a pedestal type sink, but I won't be using the pedestal. That's why I cut it finer and tighter. Because before, with the pedestal inside it, firstly the bottom shelf was in two pieces, which made it look really horrible and bad to use. Secondly, you couldn't get access to any of the pipework really. So if anything went wrong, you had to deassemble the whole thing, which not easy. So it made the job tremendously hard. So that has gone. The wallboards that I made to go on should all line up. Now you see the grout lines lining up. That is very difficult. It looks better when you do it. It would be easier to tile in, but that is what the customer was requiring, that grout lines followed. So it has done. But in general, that is how to work the tile board. It's only multi-panel one. Grant Westfield multi-panels. I don't know any other company that makes it. Probably they will do, but I've not used any of that. But that's basically how to use it. I mean, I've done this video primarily because I've never used this stuff before myself, and there was no help anywhere. Even Grant Westfield's website does not help you at all. It says use a power saw and use a jigsaw. That's it. Doesn't say anything else. And power saw you can't use. Okay, let's take this lot on site and get it fitted. Now there you go, you see, good effect when it's finished. Takes some doing, a little bit tedious, but once it's done, magnificent. And it's going to last God knows how long time. It's solid Formica, and with it being contact adhesive, it's good and solid. It's not going to go nowhere. Right, well, once again, you got any comments? Put them in the bottom. If you like what I've done, please give us a like. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.